Hello everyone, I am Lonnie, and I was just about to do the pause, but okay. And I'm here with new co-host Lindsey, and she's going to be joining us from now on, hopefully from now on. And we're Untitled Nerd Network. This is UNN Live, brought to you live at Infinity Flux in Hickson, Tennessee. So if anybody wants to come by in the next half hour or so and see us, probably, yeah, like my voice is completely garbage tonight. Has been since the fundraiser. But we're going to try to power through this and talk about some things and just kind of carry on conversation, and we're going to see how well we work together.
So was it the kittens? Did all the kittens at the fundraiser?
Yes.
Really?
No. I'm not allergic.
Oh.
That wasn't the reason for the voice. It was already like that before.
Okay.
But
I was gonna say that was a shame, because that would be a shame.
I think it's like a healthy mix of something that was going around.
Yeah.
But now that I'm over it, my body still has the lingering junk all in me. So I'm like, let's just get through with this.
I think the shop should always have kittens in it. That was fun. Just
Hey, I love
all the kittens.
I loved it. Like, while we're thinking about it, we did make like $342 for the Humane Educational Society in Chattanooga over the weekend. You were there briefly. You dropped by and said,
I
hey.
bought two things.
What did you get?
I got two of the prints, the cat prints, the Batman cat,
Okay.
and the strange fur things.
Oh yeah, you were the one that got the strange fur things. So
Probably in my office now.
You got them framed?
Not yet, but it's immediately up.
Oh, so you've got them at work?
Yeah.
Okay.
Best place for them.
Oh,
I'm never home.
I'm always curious as to where like this stuff ends up. Like when people get it. Like I know there's probably a handful that people buy and they either forget about it or it ends up in the garbage somehow. But I'm always interested to see like those people who buy it and frame it and put it up in their living room or their office or something.
I like to put all the decorations in my office. And it's fun.
Do you have any nerd decorations at home?
Oh, yeah.
Like in prominent places?
Yeah, like behind our TV, there's a bunch of Star Wars storage boxes that we got, and then they're stuck to the wall, and there's figures on top of those, and then sometimes we get loot crates, sometimes we get Geek Fuel. There's like a ton of those subscription boxes, so there's little figurines all over the place.
It's
Anytime there's
about
a
like our
poster.
living rooms. So.
Oh yeah, and I've got two boys, so the excuse to buy fun geeky things is built in.
Yeah,
with having the kids, I don't have to. I can blame it on them.
Yeah, you can
Like,
just.
yeah.
That's the excuse. That sounds.
Like I have to have this 1985 Batman poster in the hallway because my kids like it. Obviously,
What's it gonna-
37. What is it?
That was one thing I wanted to let everybody get to know you a little bit. So before we get into the meat of the show and all the little topics that we're going to cover, which speaking of,
Crunchy bits.
yeah, if you're curious as to what we're going to be talking about, we're going to cover.
I am.
Huh?
I said I know I'm curious. No, I'm kidding.
Stranger Things news. We're going to talk a little bit about the Secret Empire comic book series. Game of Thrones is going to be coming on Sunday. See, we're not going to do the drawing live on the air during this broadcast for our loot crate. Me, being Lonnie, left the bucket of tickets at home, and so we're going to do that live drawing here probably in about an hour and a half. We're going to go ahead and knock that out later tonight, but we will have a loot crate giveaway winner tonight. Before I go to bed, I will make that video. And yeah, the fundraiser, it turned out great. And I also want to talk about Marvel Generations. I actually see like a poster sitting up there that
I bet I can reach it. I've got long arms.
Would that,
See?
hey, would that be okay if she picked up that poster over there?
Yeah.
It's kind of like sitting on top of the box. Yeah, like I walked in like coming out of the bathroom, and it kind of caught my eye because I didn't know that this was going to be part of it. Are you having?
It's very gently taped, but just making sure that there's.
Yeah, I don't want like the whole wall to collapse or anything.
That's what I was.
That's like the coolest looking poster of Generations, I think. I've seen a lot of them. Yeah, that is amazing. because I've been reading the
Level.
basically everything with Jean Grey in it right now, and even her own solo series has turned out to be really good. That's pretty cool. You'll be able to pick that up. I think the Generation series starts next month, and I don't know exactly how they're going to pull it off, but apparently, you know, they've got like a newer female Thor, and then they've got the old Thor who doesn't have his hammer right now. He's kind of powerless. And then they've got like a new Hulk who is like the Asian guy. I can't remember his name. And then they've got like Bruce Banner. And they've got, I mean, it's like they have like a Sam Wilson Captain America, and then they have a Steve Rogers Captain America who is a Hydra agent right now.
Yeah.
And then apparently, I don't really like want to give too much of a spoiler here, but I mean, we're looking, this is like a month old, so kind of
By
sort of.
now, you should be got it.
There is supposedly a good Steve Rogers that has popped up, and this Generations is gonna be all of these old originals and new characters all together. And some of these guys like don't even really exist in the current universe. I'm trying to see what else is up there. Like both Thors. I don't know if they're all gonna have their powers, or apparently we're gonna see, like, it looks like old Jean Grey, you know,
Yeah.
the original Jean Grey might be back. Who knows? I don't know. But I'm really interested to see where Generations goes. That's going to be like one of those that once Secret Empire wraps up, Generations is probably going to take its place. It's supposed to be a 10-parter, going to be weekly, beginning in August, and going to be sure to check that one out. You watch Stranger Things.
Yes.
Have you
Did.
finished the first season?
That day, yeah.
Oh,
I don't know how anybody can just watch like an episode and then like go to bed or
We did.
eat dinner,
I didn't want to.
drink water, or live in any way. I just like first episode and then just spent the next 8 to 10 hours just in my bed ignoring the rest. Fortunately, my kids weren't home, so yeah, I just like stayed with it until just binged it.
I couldn't.
Crazy addict.
Like, I
It was
have,
so
like,
good.
all of this like channel stuff going on and work and everything, so we were watching it like an episode a night, just kind of like normal TV, and you know, that was kind of like the thing to do with dinner. And there were nights where I was like, oh man, I just want to watch one more. No, don't call me while I'm doing a show.
It was one of the I didn't watch it the day that it came out. It was a few days after, when people, you know, Facebook was blowing up, social media in general. Everybody was like, oh, this is awesome. And I don't watch a whole lot of scary things, so I didn't know exactly what I was gonna end up with because nobody wanted to spoil it, thank God. But I did like the nice like 80s font, so I figured odds are good that I'll like it. And then I didn't have my kids. I probably needed to clean my house or do something productive. But once I watched the first episode, I was just.
Well, it wasn't. It was scary, but it wasn't.
Yeah, I mean, it was
It was
the kind of scary
light.
I can handle.
Yeah. It was. You could tolerate it.
Yeah.
Like, you know, if somebody was like really against scary stuff, they could watch this without much of a problem.
Yeah. It's
Now there
more-
were some creepy parts. Now, if
but it's
you,
not like The Hills Have Eyes, Saw,
Yeah.
crazy.
and it had a
gore.
very Stephen King-ish vibe,
Mhm.
and that was completely on purpose. Because crap, even the title
Yeah.
has the same, you know, font as a bunch of his older books. But yeah, I mean, I think we're kind of to the point now. I mean, we're literally like 90 days away from season 2
That's
coming on.
October 27th, right?
Yeah, we're about 3 months away,
Yeah.
and I think it would be all right with kind of spoiling some of the stuff that happened. Like if you haven't watched Stranger Things and you're planning on it,
Stop
probably
right now, go
would
watch
be a time
it.
to
Don't eat. Don't
skip
sleep.
ahead or something.
Go.
But
We can't be friends if you don't watch it.
the ending, how all the cliffhangers that they had, and the one that gets me the most is, you know, I never thought whenever they rescued,
Poor Will.
yeah, he had like the gruesome
Yeah.
thing down his throat, like they pulled it
Poor
out. Now
Will.
he's like, you know, coughing up alien worms or whatever they are.
Yeah.
Now they're gonna have to deal with that.
That's,
coming up.
I'm
but,
like legitimately worried about him. I know it's a fictional character, but like the mom in me, I'm just like, that poor boy.
Because she asked
He's
him
already
at
been
dinner.
through so much.
She's like, "Are you okay?" Yeah, I'm fine.
Solid.
I just coughed up an alien worm. I'm doing great.
Cool.
But the reason I even bring it up is because it is a few months away. But they just won what was it, an Emmy? Or no, they didn't win. They were nominated.
Yes.
For an Emmy for, I think it was like best drama. How did that work out?
Should be best everything.
Best
TV.
It was Stranger Things earns Emmy nomination for best drama.
Yeah.
So
and there's some other good ones in there too, but
I didn't actually pay attention.
I'm definitely rooting for Stranger Things. It's got all the things that I like. It's got fantasy and good story. Scrappy kids going on adventures.
So it is well deserved.
Yeah.
In your personal opinion.
Yeah.
Even after, like, I'm kind of wondering, did Walking Dead get it? Did you happen to read that?
Oh, it was.
Because I'm sorry, but
the
Walking
three that
Dead,
I remember are Stranger Things, the Fargo, and I believe Westworld, and then.
I can understand Westworld. I watched the pilot.
Yeah.
I didn't watch the rest of it, but I was impressed by the first episode.
Mm-hmm.
But I really, I mean, I'm a Negan fan completely from The Walking Dead. I really think The Walking Dead this season should have gotten an Emmy nomination if it didn't.
Okay, so we should just have a moment of honesty right here. I've seen like the first 2, maybe 3 seasons of Walking Dead. Just didn't stick with me. I don't know. I like zombies. I think it's fun. That's not too scary. I think it was just a lot of...
What was the last thing that happened?
That I remember?
Yeah.
They got to that town, kind of town where the...
Woodbury?
Yeah.
Yeah, they had like the big like shipping crates blocking
stuff around it, and yeah, that's the last thing.
Okay. So that's yeah. You're like 2 or 3 episodes into season 3 then.
Yeah. I just thought you should know before.
I will say
you're not going to spoil anything for me. Eventually, I'll watch it. It's
we're getting ready to go into season 8.
Yeah. So I'm only behind.
Season 1 was sweet, but I'll be honest. Whenever I watched season 1, I only watched like the first 3 episodes or 2 episodes. I wasn't that impressed by it, but when season 2 started, and I watched the first episode of season 2, I was like, oh crap, this is actually really good. I need to go back and rewatch season 1. So I did that on Netflix, and I've been caught up ever since.
Yeah.
But yeah, season 1 was really good. Season 2 had some slow parts. Season 3 picked up. Season 4 was really what season 3 should have been. And then 5 was, I'd say probably about an 8 out of 10. 6, all 6 was a build up to 7, completely. From like the very beginning. Season 6 was a build up to season 7. And season 7 was what everybody's been waiting for since day 1. Season 7 of The Walking Dead is, in my personal opinion, the best season of television ever put out.
Okay, so I can just skip to that one, start there.
No, because there's a lot of interesting things that happen.
Is there clip notes?
Because there's all kinds of characters you miss out on and things like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm really looking forward to make sure we're not like getting any chat.
So to clarify, nothing against Walking Dead, just fizzled out for me.
Yeah, it actually surprises me because you've seen Stranger Things and a few other shows, and you're a big Doctor Who fan.
It's just, I think it's Rick mostly. Like he just kind of rubs me the wrong way.
Really?
Yeah, I just want to shake him sometimes. Be like, lead better, pay more attention to things.
That is
Be
great.
a nicer dad.
I think that Generations poster was actually supposed to be hanging up there.
Well, it was like already falling, and then
Yeah, because
I'll put it back up. After.
I've seen the other ones. We apparently have like 2 different Hawkeyes,
Yeah.
and then we have like
Wolverine.
the old original Wolverine, who's supposed to be dead now,
Right.
and the new X-23 Wolverine. So, like I said, I'm really interested to see where this series goes. I'm gonna have to. That's gonna be one of those things we're probably gonna cover in depth when it happens. Secret Empire. I know you've not been reading comic books in depth.
Right.
Like, there's a lot of Marvel you're missing out on. What is the extent of your current comic reading?
More. Oh, just like me personally. Okay. Right now, the only ones that I'm reading are totally nostalgia based. I've got Jim and the Holograms, and then there was Jim Henson's The Storyteller, which is a bunch of little stories all together. That one might be all the way done. I've got to check.
But these are newer titles.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And then the Dark Crystal has, I think it's going to be like a 6 or 8 comic run, and I've got the first 3. That's so worth it. They were going to do, or there was talk of them doing a second movie years ago, and it would churn up every once in a while, but never came to fruition because it's not mainstream enough or whatever. So they're doing comic books of the story that would have been the second movie. So either way, I'm still getting it. That's great.
First time I had ever watched The Dark Crystal was about 3 weeks ago.
Okay, so you definitely can't judge me for the whole Walking Dead thing.
Yeah.
Oh, don't let him judge you for
I did not care for it.
You have to watch it as a kid. You have to
As an
start.
adult, it's just okay. As a kid,
Yeah.
it was pretty epic.
Really?
Yeah.
That must be the secret.
I've watched it again as an adult many times, and there are some very slow parts, but when you're a kid, man, that's intense. And it's scary, and it's real.
Speaking of things we may or may not have watched, are you caught up on Game of Thrones?
Absolutely.
Okay. We can talk about that
Oh,
then.
yeah.
Again, spoiler alert if you have not watched the most recent finale of Game of Thrones that happened over a year ago
Yeah.
at this point. Please turn it off and go binge watch all, 6 seasons at this point? Because we are fully caught up. And what are you looking forward to most? What do you want to see on this first episode Sunday night?
I want to see Sansa do something wicked. I feel like that's the direction she's going in.
We've got what, 12 episodes left total?
Yeah, I just want like a good, solid, like really sneaky thing.
I will say she has not had, has she really had like a badass moment at this point?
Not particularly, no.
Yeah.
She's gotten batted around and moved on the chessboard, and she's starting to make some of her own decisions, like meeting with Piter and not telling Jon Snow that she did, or Baelish or Littlefinger, whatever you want to call him. But outside of that, like,
I'm assuming you probably weren't a fan of the whole Ramsay situation.
I mean, was anybody? I mean, he was such a really good bad guy. Like, you hated him. Like,
oh yeah, like any actor who can get death threats from their work.
yeah.
They're doing a good job.
But yeah, I mean, that was an intense situation, and he was just a monster. So it'll be interesting to see how that ultimately affects her. Like, she's got to get back at Littlefinger for that shit. She's got to.
I don't know. I honestly thought.
I hope so.
Honestly, thought Littlefinger would end up as on the throne at
He
some
might
point.
for a minute. I don't.
But at
It
this
wouldn't
point,
shock me if he did for a minute, but
I think the next person we will see on the throne will be. I don't want to say Daenerys will get it because they've been building to that for so long. I don't know if they'll want to do it when the time finally comes.
yeah, I think it's still good way away for somebody getting the throne. I mean, all the episodes.
And well, Tyrion, even if he were to get it, it doesn't seem like his cup of tea.
Well, even if he got it, like the realm isn't gonna put up. With him.
He's more of an advisor
Yeah.
anyway, behind the scenes working. Jon Snow, not a leader, I don't think. He would pretty much be thrust into the situation.
Yeah, he was so ready to bounce when he died and came back. He was like, "My watch is ended. Out, guys. I'm done leading."
Now you've not seen her in action, but what kind of queen do you think Cersei is? She may actually be a good leader.
I think she has the potential to be a good leader, but she loses sight of the greater good too easily. Like,
How many individual times over the course of this series have you cheered for her and then go back to hating her? Like for me, it's like half a dozen.
Yeah. I mean,
Like when they
sometimes she
had her
does
locked
something
up,
so sneaky that I just think that's like really cool. Or just like how tenacious she is and how hard she is to break down. Like
Yeah.
she's a strong lady.
Like even when they marched her through the town naked, and was like throwing crap
Oh,
at her.
yeah.
Like right when it was over with, she already had her revenge in mind.
Oh yeah.
That was supposed
She's
to
a
be
smart
the
lady. She just doesn't always look at the big picture. I guess is kind of her big downfall there.
like she's patient, but only when she has to be.
Mhm.
I'm really looking forward to. That's going to be Sunday night at 9. Like that's going to be one of the times where we don't do anything. Sunday nights at 9, whether it's Game of Thrones, Walking Dead,
Mhm.
or I was actually very impressed. And this isn't nerd related, but I have to talk about it. We got the trailer this week for the new episode or the new season that's been years in coming of Curb Your Enthusiasm. Have you ever watched it?
I have not.
I
heard you mention it during the fundraiser and was like, ah,
Yes. Best comedy on television. Hands down. If you were a Seinfeld fan,
Mhm.
this is adult Seinfeld. Like
Okay.
adult Seinfeld,
Like grittier.
it's R-rated
Yeah,
Seinfeld.
yeah.
And like I've even got Amber liking it. Like, yeah. Curb Your Enthusiasm.
I liked it before you showed me. Thank you.
Oh, really? Okay, I didn't even know that was. I didn't know that was.
Well, that's what you get for all this.
Okay. Anyway, that's anything you want to talk about? Because I just totally got knocked off of my pedestal up here.
Oh man.
No, well, we did have the story that we haven't covered yet. That the new director of the Batman movie
Yeah.
has completely ditched the entire script that Ben Affleck had. So production, script, everything, they're back to square one.
Yeah, which I think I read that he wanted it to be like a whole new beginning, whole like retooling of everything.
Yeah.
I mean, why not? It's comic books. Let's retool it all the time, every time. I like that. Unless they do dumb stuff, and then you just wait till like turn it around again. But
Well, I didn't think that it would work taking the Nolan universe,
yeah,
the trilogy. I didn't think it would work taking that into this, but I would like to see some of his past interaction with the Joker
Mhm.
and things. But that's the thing, like Batman's story
Mhm.
is so diverse and so expansive
Yeah.
that, I mean, for real, they cover the Joker, Two-Face,
I'll tell you what I want them to
and
do.
Catwoman.
What I really want them to do. Like Batman is basically like just the world's greatest detective. Like if they really like let him do that instead of just kicking ass all the time.
Yeah.
And I personally feel that one of the most underrated villains, that they always make him too campy and too funny, but he doesn't have to be. He could be a serious threat, is the Riddler. It would be like Sherlock Holmes Moriarty. Like, it could be this huge, convoluted, crazy story where he has to really do like a lot of detective work, and like the clues and everything, the riddles are just crazy intense and hard, and it's not campy.
Where it makes the audience want to try to figure it out with him.
Yeah, like
now,
he could get really dangerous. Like, he could be way more of a danger than the Joker.
Speaking of detective work, where are some instances in the actual movies, whether it be the old movies, the Burton films, the Schumacher era, or the Nolan movies, where has he actually been a detective?
Well, that's the thing. I think that's a whole part of his of what he is that hasn't been thoroughly explored.
I think
it gets glossed over, and I mean, he has to do some to be able to track people down. And
well, the only two things I can even think of right off the top of my head were in the first movie where he figured out Joker's toxic formula.
Yeah.
And then when he figured out who the Riddler was in Batman Forever.
Yeah.
Because of all the riddles. But that was simple as could be.
Yeah, but I think they could expand on that a whole lot and make him, like, not just a guy with gadgets that... I mean, he's smart. He's obviously a very, very, very smart man.
I mean,
so
he's known as, and they actually did a, 10 most powerful characters in the DC universe.
Yeah.
And they ranked him higher than Dr. Manhattan, even because they said that given enough preparation time, he could literally beat anyone.
Yeah. Yeah, he totally
so
can.
that's the sign of a smart individual.
So I think they could take that and do a really cool, more suspense kind of thing. Still have a lot of action in it. You still want your fights and your explosions, but maybe make it smarter. Like,
did you see the Killing Joke animated film?
I didn't, but I've read. Or did I watch it? I watched clips of it. I know I've read it. And I think
like, to me, that movie was like basically the animated version of the book. They took some liberties and things. But to me, that is probably like legit my second or third favorite Batman film. Just because of how they handled it. I mean, it was, the Joker at his finest.
Yeah.
It had the voice cast from the original animated series. And it was, to me, it was amazing. I mean, I absolutely love that show, or that movie. And, I had just enough adult content in it to make it, that dark, rough, kind of creepy. But, all right. I think that pretty much wraps up. We would have taken the last few minutes to do the drawing, but obviously I forgot the tickets. So we're going to do that here in a little bit. Look for it probably around the 8 to 8:30, 9 o'clock mark. And I guess we'll be doing this again in 2 weeks' time. Anything you want to add? I'm going to put you on the spot and let you have the floor. And
well, I'm excited about the new Tick TV show that's going to come out in August.
Yes, we actually covered that on the show, or on the page. I can't believe I didn't mention that.
So I'm an accountant. Arthur.
Did you see the pilot when they had it on Amazon?
Yeah.
You did? It was amazing. We watched it because it was like a free pilot. I guess they had, wasn't that one of the deals where they had 2 or 3 shows? And they wanted you to like upvote them or whatever. That was an amazing show.
I'm so excited.
It was live action, and it did have the same goofy, stupid humor that the cartoon had. Now, I never watched the old live action.
The one with Will Burton, what's his name, big guy that was inside that?
Well, that was original, right? Wasn't that what they did before the cartoon? Or was the cartoon first?
I think the cartoon was first, because I watched it when I was a kid-ish, and then the other one was less of a kid.
Really?
Maybe? I don't know. We can look at the dates later.
Well, I will say, I watched the cartoon almost religiously when I was younger. But the live action one, I never even saw it on TV, so I couldn't watch it.
Oh. Yeah, it was pretty good too. Batman was hilarious.
But yeah, I'm so glad that you brought that up. Yeah, because I mean, I was always a fan of the Tick, especially Arthur.
Yeah.
Just a moth, and he never really did anything.
Yeah, he's very supportive. He's a good friend.
Well,
we all need that.
Wasn't it God, what was his name? Chairface.
Chairface.
And he was like, he actually in that one episode was going to try to write his name
Oh yeah,
on the moon.
like started carving.
Yeah, and it was
so
like
it's
halfway.
half there.
He only
Yeah.
got like halfway done, and they stopped him. And from then on,
Yeah,
his
it was
name was on
always-
the moon.
It's great.
That was like a little
That's
touch
consistent
that I had
writing.
never seen before in a cartoon.
Mhm.
Because like in Bugs Bunny cartoons and stuff, somebody gets, they explode or something,
Yeah.
and they're the very next scene they're right back. That was
Yeah,
the
they
first time
just-
I'd ever seen a story carry.
Shake the etch a sketch and start over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
But yeah, the Tick was super cool.
That's gonna be the end of next month.
Yeah, August 25th.
Yep. There was a lot of good TV coming up soon.
Mm-hmm. I have to.
Like this fall is gonna be epic. We got The Tick, Game of Thrones, The Walking Dead. I've actually heard
Stranger
that.
Things for that one day that I'm just not gonna sleep.
What is it?
Stranger Things when that comes out. It'll be awesome. What's
I have to make that. I have to stretch that out. I have to. I can't sit and watch it all in one day. The Castlevania anime is on Netflix right now, and I watched the first episode of it. I don't really want to give a review on it right now because I would like to watch all 4 episodes and then do a series-wide video. But
And then isn't the live-action Death Note? Isn't that gonna be this fall sometime?
I think it'll be on Netflix, but I'm not familiar with it.
See, okay, I don't watch a lot of anime. I don't have a lot of knowledge in that realm, but that is one that I have watched, and I've seen the Japanese live action of it also. So
Now we'll
I feel
say
like that I actually have a knowledge base of that one specific.
before we wrap, what
thing.
is the extent of your anime knowledge?
Your super basics: Inuyasha, Sailor Moon, Death Note. I really liked this one called Witch Hunter Robin. I think it was just one season and then end sadly, and then another one that was also a one shot called Wolf's Rain. That,
See, your anime, it reaches out further than mine.
it's either like
because
really cute or really dark. I have a problem with it.
I watched the first season of
Extremes.
Pokemon, the first 2 episodes of High School of the Dead, and the first half of season 1 of Attack on Titan.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of Pokemon. I guess that does count.
Well, that's it. That's it for me.
But Digimon was better. I don't care who knows it.
I've never even.
Digimon was way better.
I couldn't get past Digimon's theme song, so.
It's a fantastic theme song. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, we'll just agree to disagree on that. I don't know.
Obviously Pokemon,
Okay, I
appealed
will
to the
say,
masses more. But
I can't say
Digimon
that
was smarter.
Pokemon is better because realistically, I've not watched a single episode of Digimon, so I can't. It's an uninformed opinion.
Yeah. And I don't know. If it was a Saturday morning cartoon between, say, like 97 and 2009, maybe, I've probably watched it either because of my siblings or my kids. And then, of course, if it was like before 93, I was totally watching it on
Well, we're
Saturday.
now into overtime, but I'm going to ask you one more question. Okay,
42.
you've got. Okay, let's say they're bringing Saturday morning cartoons back.
Mm-hmm.
Any series you can pick 4 to fill a 2-hour block. What do you put for Saturday morning cartoons to make a comeback? From any time, any era, 4 cartoons.
All right, I think they may already be doing it, but Darkwing Duck has to come back.
I heard they're doing a remake.
Yeah, so that I'm good with. Darkwing Duck, totally. I have to say She-Ra because I think she was awesome, and they could probably make her even more progressive.
Now, yeah.
Gummy Bears, all around good time.
Huh.
And then I need something more like action based. What would be a fun action based one? Like a good redo of the Transformers cartoon. Not like with the bad animation that looks like a freshman art student threw it together for a presentation, but like a good good one, without a million different crazy backstories.
This will be X-Men the animated series. I would like to see them
I mean, they
do a
could just
new one.
replay that original one.
I would even be happy with bringing the 90s team back like they did in the comic book X-Men 92.
Yeah.
Batman the animated series.
That was a good
That
one.
same group. And then after that, it gets kind of murky.
Oh wait, I need to retract Transformers. Sorry, Gargoyles. I need to
Never
throw that-
watched it. I think
Oh,
that's one of
man.
Amber's.
Yeah.
So yeah, Darkwing Duck, Gummy Bears for funsies, She-Ra, Gargoyles. I know that's not very comic book heavy.
Well,
You can have the second block. I'll take the
For
first
me-
one, and then
for me,
solid Saturday
X-Men,
morning.
X-Men, Batman, Thundercats,
No, that's
hand
me.
down. And
I liked Spider-Man in the '90s too. though.
I mean, I like Spider-Man, but I feel like I'm being too comic heavy. If not Spider-Man, the
He had
one,
good banter.
the one in the 90s
Yeah,
that was
that
a
one.
really cool comic book.
That's where most of my comic book knowledge even comes from.
If not Spider-Man, if I have to pick, two comics, two non-comics, I guess it would have to be something that was on Saturday mornings already.
Mhm.
So Ren and Stimpy wouldn't count.
Yeah. I don't know if you've tried to watch that.
This is going to sound totally stupid, but I would like to bring back VR Troopers.
Okay.
Mid to late 90s when the first VR craze was going on.
Yeah.
I think they could do it again now that VR's become a thing
Yeah.
again. So.
I actually had a comment.
Oh,
What is
holy
it?
crap!
You have a comment?
What happened?
Oh my gosh.
I mean, I'm not really sure. It's redneck survival.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what he's talking about there.
What is it?
It just says poker, P-O-K-R, unless that's like a.
Abbreviation.
Maybe he likes the Pokemon.
Maybe it was a typo.
Maybe.
Anyway, he's a regular. He pops on a lot of our Saturday night streams, which we'll have to have you on a Saturday night stream at some
All
point,
right. Yeah.
where we sit down
We'll
and
have
play
to
video
schedule
games.
it. I'm not good at video games,
Oh, neither am I.
but I'll try it.
It's still fun.
I do tabletop games. Social.
Yeah, we sit around, we drink, we play video games.
Maybe I can attempt it and to just roll dice periodically so I feel like at home with the process. Has nothing to do with the game, but just
You know how to play Munchkin?
yeah.
I don't, and I have a Munchkin X-Men game that I'm dying to learn how to play.
Okay.
That might be a pretty good little idea. All right. Well, this concludes our. I said this is like the first episode of the third UNN Live. We're like Doctor Who at this point. This is like the third generation of UNN Live, and we pretty much covered everything.
Yeah.
We're kind of
Covered
hanging
so
out
much.
now, looking at each other, wondering what to talk about next. But we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. We will be back somewhere around 9 o'clock. We're going to do a quick live video of the of our Loot Crate giveaway, and we will announce a new giveaway for the second half of July, first half of August. So anyway, I'm Lonnie.
I'm Lindsey.
Yay! That's the first one. And we are Untitled Nerd Network, brought to you live on location by Infinity Flux in Hickson, Tennessee. Yesterday was New Comic Book Day, and they had a lot of good stuff come out. So
There's a new Tick comic.
we're gonna. Matter of fact, I'm gonna like pick the camera up and like show all the new stuff.
Tour time.
Da-da-da-da-da. Look at all that. All that.
Meow,
Amber's like
meow,
ducking where I can't see her. I'm not showing you to anybody. That's like, see, new this week, all over the place. It's like everywhere. But anyway,
Yeah.
yep. We're Untitled Nerd Network, brought to you by Infinity Flux. Come by this weekend, buy some comics, and I'll see everybody sometime this weekend during a live video game stream, and you will see Lindsey unless something crazy happens in
You'll see us at the
2 weeks' time. Oh yeah, good thing Amber's here. Amber and Sarah are going to be manning the cosplay yard sale Saturday and Sunday, and we'll be doing come by and see them in Eastridge at Camp Jordan, and they are going to be set up doing live broadcast and hopefully getting new subscribers, because by then we're going to have that new giveaway announced. So hit that subscribe button on YouTube, and whether you're a new subscriber or a classic subscriber, you'll still be able to win as long as you've hit that button. So anyway, we're Untitled Nerd Network, brought to you live on location by Infinity Flux, and we will see everyone this weekend.